Dude, you were talking earlier about always wanting to be the running back, like never leave the field, be that guy at all times. Talk about like when Steven Jackson was coming in and you start splitting carries and splitting reps in the later part of your career. Like, how was that for you?
So the story is different than that. When they drafted Steven, I had a conversation because Steven and I, we had the same agent. And I said to Steven, I said, look, here's the reality. And I told Mike, I said, here's the reality. If you want the job, you got to beat me out. I'm not giving it to you. Like, I'm not. You have to take this job. And I told him, I said, the only reason why that's the case is in this huddle, the best guy gonna be here for these dudes. And so if you beat me out, you're the best guy. That's it. But I knew I was, I think I was like 32, and I was like, I couldn't play whole games anymore. I needed, I needed to kind of split time a little bit. I wasn't the back I was.
Right.
I once was. So it was good. He learned a lot. I sat down with him and went over film and talked about, here's what I see, here's what I'm thinking, this is my pre-snap read, whatever I could teach him, I taught him.
Yeah.
Just in, not like taking him under my wing, just I want, when he's in there, I want him to have what I have and how I see things for the other 10 guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was awesome, man. He never, I mean, you're early pick. You're playing behind, guys in his 11th, 12th year.
Right.
And it's like, shit, you can't win the job. That could mess with your confidence,
Yeah.
Like that started to mess
It's a young
with
man's game.
Yeah, that started to mess with your confidence. And the only thing that kept me in the game was because, like the mental side of the game. Mentally, I didn't make many mistakes. And when your mind is sharp and you can not make mistakes and you can be efficient with carries, always get positive yards, although you don't hit the home run the way you used to, and you can't do all the things as you used to do, you can still be effective.
How was that process when you started to figure out, okay, I can't hit the home run, I am losing a step, like Father Time is starting to catch up with you?
Denial.
100%, right?
Oh yeah, you're in denial.
When did that denial turn into acceptance?
Maybe the season before my last, so the 12th year.
Mm-hmm.
I had a series of games that, I never got tackled by the first guy, and so it happened probably 3 or 4 games where single guy ran up on me, I put a move on him and he got me, and I was like, man, You're thinking like, that was a good tackle. He barely got my leg.
Right.
He hit my leg and it hit my other foot.
Yeah.
And those are things that first guy wouldn't even touch me.
Right. Just a few years before.
And now, and now I'm getting tackled by the first guy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was like, that's like a wounded animal out there. I'm like, listen, there's blood in the water. There's no way. I talk too much smack when I play. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be out here and I can't make the first guy miss.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in trouble.
You were a shit talker on the field?
Oh yeah.
Who's some of the best shit talkers you went against?
Johnny Rando, Rodney Harrison, Strahan talked all day. Sapp. Oh my God, Sapp wouldn't shut up. Sapp would not shut up. Yeah.
It's impressive to see a big guy that doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
He can kind of motor around that much and keep the jaw sets going the whole time.
Right.
Sapp was the one. And he had an issue with this guard that we had, Frankie Garcia. And he talked smack to him the whole game. Called his name out every time we was in the huddle. Frankie, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming. Frankie, look at me.
Anything you're saying to Frankie, like,
hey Frankie, it's okay, brother. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Oh well, the first time it happened,
he
was like Frankie, and Frankie, I'm looking this way. Frankie's back is to Sapp, and I say, Frankie, he talking to you.
Oh shit,
Frankie, you got to do something, Frankie.
Frankie, stand up for yourself, Frankie.
I know you hear him.
He talking to you.
And offensive linemen, a lot of those dudes are soft-spoken cats. Was he a talker? Was Frankie a talker? Or was he kind of keep to
Frankie
himself?
didn't have nothing to say.
Frankie's a kill him with kindness kind of guy.
Yeah,
Huh?
something happened. Frankie was playing somewhere else, and him and Sapp, something happened.
Yeah.
And they had issues. And when that's when anytime Sapp played him, regardless of who he was playing on, he got after him.
Damn.
How
That's
do
a bad guy to have on your back.
How do you feel like the game has gotten softer since your guys' era?
I wouldn't say softer. They're playing smarter now. In playing smarter, what they've done is unfair to defense. You know, guys are running across the middle like they're Bambi. They can't be touched. They trying to play brave, like you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, stop running across the middle, and you're gonna get up talking smack to somebody because they can't hit you unless you look at them. Like if I always say if I duck, that means I saw you.
Yeah.
So that creates helmet to helmet. More helmet to helmet contact happens when a guy ducks. You're a linebacker, you're going in, he ducked, bam, helmet to helmet, flag on you.
Right.
They put too much of this responsibility on the defensive guy. The quarterback throwing the ball, not protecting his receiver. The offensive coordinator calling these plays, putting these guys in these kamikaze situations. None of them are responsible.
And giving a lot of interpretation up to the referee.
Yeah.
Putting them in a difficult position to decide.
And listen, any hit that looks bad, they got to throw a flag.
Got to.
They have to.
Yeah. What were your guys' off seasons like? I'm trying to remember because we had Allstott on, and he was talking about how the union, how it shifted. We asked for all this off time and stuff like that. Like, what were your guys'? How long were your guys' off seasons? Like, when did you have to report? When say your last game was in January.
Yeah. So last game in January. Let's say February, we started off season conditioning. And right after the draft, off season conditioning would be from February until the beginning of April. And then you would leave after April. You come back right after the draft and do the first mini camp. They'd have if you were first or second year guy with the rookies, you do that mini camp. And then the next week, they'd have the vets would come and you do another mini camp with the vets and the rooks. And camp was 6 weeks long.
Damn, man, we do have amazing.
Soft. And not even talking about 2 days.
Oh yeah.
Had to practice 2 days.
Not for real 2 days.
Yeah, I was gonna say
not like
helmets only 2
Yeah.
days.
Like my rookie year, a 2-day would be like practice in the morning with pads, a little jog through in the afternoon.
Yeah. Nah, we were full strap 10 days in a row.
Full tackle too.
Tackle to the ground.
God, we all soft.
Sure yardage and goal line. Like live.
Now, when you were Marshall Faulk, MVP Marshall Faulk, were you having to participate in all the 2 days?
I still did it. Yeah, I still did it.
Yeah, we're different.
Because that was, I always, my conditioning was how I beat people. When we got to the fourth quarter, I know you didn't work as hard as me. I knew it. There's no way you worked as hard as me. No way.
What was it like? You had the skill positions like yourself. You mentioned Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce. Was all your guys' work ethics just sickening, like you're explaining?
Yeah, we pushed each other. Like in conditioning, like we raced. We pushed each other. Like some of the stuff you saw in games wasn't even close to what we did in practice. Like if you thought the greatest show on turf, and if you watch some of the practices, unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
The joint practices today are like the worst. It's like a war. I can't imagine what they were like when you played.
Now in today's game, that's all they have to. They understand if they get in a fight, practice over.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, but it's also like
wrong.
There's not a whole lot of rules too at the same time. Like there's not, if you get in a little scuffle, like there's not, you don't have to worry about penalties. Guys are playing a lot harder and a lot dirtier. I feel like joint practices are actually more difficult than games, to an extent.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for us, a joint practice was easier than our practice.
Solo?
Yeah, because a joint practice, I'm going against somebody who don't know me. When you're going against somebody, when you practice against somebody who know what you do every damn day, you know how hard that is to defeat him.
Yeah,
every day. It's like
to learn everything.
When you the team you got to play in your division, you got to play them twice. That second time you play them, it's hard. And if you play them a third time, you're like, we beat them twice. Can we beat them again? It's hard. But Now you get to go up against another team that's like, oh man, this is cake. This guy don't know my tricks.
Right. Playing, make a lot of relationships in football, obviously. Give me your top 3 teammates of all time. Doesn't have to be best players, just the boys you like hanging out with the most.
Todd Light, Torrey Holt, and who else? Oh, a guy that so this is funny. So my backup in college was my backup in the pros.
For real?
Yeah, a guy named Justin Watson.
How'd he get to the NFL playing behind you? Like if you say you never come off the field.
It just happened.
No way.
Was
literally
he
just
younger
happened.
and you? And
Yeah.
then like you leave, he has a year,
Yeah.
he's doing it. Okay. Okay.
Gosh, yeah. That
Yeah, I
makes
left.
sense.
So he was my backup. I left. He had 2 years. He was in camp with the Chargers. He was in camp with the Chargers. Was on their practice squad for 2 years, and then got picked up when I got traded to the Rams.